What's going on, people? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to Light Talks Football, and welcome to a match preview for Qarabağ versus Chelsea. The first time this season that Chelsea Champions League game will be kicking off at 5:45 p.m. UK time here in the UK. I know they will kick off at 6:45 in Azerbaijan in Baku. Now, before I talk about the preview, I'd like to say Mickey van der Ven, what a goal, man. I just watched it back yesterday, and for me, he will definitely win the Puskas Award because his goal against Copenhagen yesterday was the similar goal that Son did against Burnley about 6 years ago. Absolutely crazy, man. So yeah, Mickey van der Ven, what a goal. What a goal. But it's Copenhagen, by the way, and they're not really good in the Champions League. But once you've got a great goal like that, you've got to applaud and give him credit, even though you're rival. So Mickey van der Ven, what a goal. He will definitely win the Puskas Award. Just give it to him already. And yeah, that's a brilliant goal. Yeah, so that's enough for Tottenham. Now let's focus. Now, yesterday I watched the press conference, and there's some one injury. There's a player that is returning in 3 weeks' time. But there's some huge news I've got to tell you guys, and that is Benwell Badiashile. Now, Enzo Maresca said that there's a possibility that Benwell Badiashile can be available after the international break. And what that means is that Chelsea have got Qarabağ today away. They were at home against the Wolves, and then it's the international break. And then after that, we go away to Burnley. So Benwell Badiashile might be available for the Burnley game, and then we got Barcelona and Arsenal. And I think that's huge because Barcelona and Arsenal games are very, very tough. And we need a left-sided centre-back who knows how to do it. And I think Benwell Badiashile, we can do that. You know, I know a few seasons ago that I was angry I didn't rate him. But after that performance against Liverpool, he was very good. You know, and Benwell Badiashile is a left-sided footer. You know what I mean? So the fact that Badiashile can be available after the international break is huge because I would have thought that all of us Chelsea fans would have thought that Badiashile might be available, after the first week of December, but it looks like it's coming early. The way that Int'l is, I don't know what they were doing during that time, but that's huge, man. That's huge. But yeah, Cole Palmer as well. He might also be available either for the Barcelona or Arsenal game. We're not quite sure yet, but the manager Enzo Maresca will still talk to him, and we'll see what happens during that time. And yeah, basically that is it. You know, Pedro Neto, didn't travel with the players because he had a bit of a knock, but it's just a small injury, and he will be available for the Wolves game. But not to worry, man, because we got wingers that could replace Pedro Neto because this is the first time Pedro Neto has picked up an injury for Chelsea. He did have a knock against Forest and looked fine, but this time he didn't train. He has a small injury, but I have no doubt. But Enzo Maresca said that he will be available for the next game, which is Wolves after this one. And he also talked about the fact that Qarabağ is a very tough team. And that's actually true because as I'm recording this video right now, Qarabağ were on the same points as Chelsea. They beat Benfica, they away, they beat Copenhagen at home, but they did lose to Athletic Club, so on the same points as Chelsea. So we have to win this game, man. We have to win this game. And also, the last time Chelsea went to Azerbaijan in Baku was the Europa League final in 6 years ago, and we beat our rivals Arsenal 4-1. So that was a totally different Chelsea where we had the likes of Eden Hazard, Kante, Alonso and all that stuff. So that's a different Chelsea. But listen, Chelsea are scoring goals, We really are. And like I said, the only team to keep a clean sheet against Chelsea so far in all competition is Crystal Palace. That's the only team. Everyone else cannot keep a clean sheet, so we are scoring goals. And I believe we'll win and score goals tonight because Qarabağ are a tough team. But listen, we faced them before in 2017, 6-0. And remember that Costa scored an amazing goal and then 4-0 away from home. So listen, even though it's difficult, Enzo Maresca did say that he will watch, Qarabağ and how they did and find a way to outclass them. So that's the one thing I like about Enzo Maresca. He watches the games and then he thinks of a plan on how to break them down and how we can beat them. So big up to Enzo Maresca, man. I don't know what system. In fact, let me just have a look at what Qarabağ usually play. I'm just gonna have a quick look. Oh, they're not showing it. Give me 1 second. Let me check their last Champions League game and see what kind of system they do. They play a 4-2-3-1, so the same one as Chelsea. So that's good because if they play a back four and they open us up, then we can go out there. But if they play a back five, then we're going to struggle. So we have to wait and see. But I know that Karabakh will also be watching Chelsea games and be thinking, if we can play a 5-4-1, then I think we can beat them. So it ain't gonna be easy because Karabakh are a good team, but we should win. Especially if it's away from home. Because like I said, we're going to Baku again, and hopefully we can have that same win as we did against Arsenal. So there we go. See a 4-1, and also after the game, Chelsea will get a flight back to London, and they will be back, in West London at 6 o'clock a.m. as the media press conference say, and then they get a few hours of rest, and then on Friday they got to train because this Saturday we're home against Wolves. So they've got some busy schedule to do after this game tonight, after this game today. So there we go. But listen, man, Badiashile can be available, same as Palmer, but Pedro Neto have got a knock. And by the way, Sugo is still not available, and there's a possibility he can be available. He might return after the new year or after Christmas because that's in like maybe 7 weeks time, which is a shame though. But listen, we got Santos, so there's no need to worry, and Caicedo is not injured still, so we don't have to worry. But yeah, man, so Isugo still not available, and that's it. So that's all the injury list. That's I think we need to go out there and be clinical because in the Spurs game it could have been like maybe 6 or 7, like 5, 6, 7-0. So I have to be clinical in this game if you have any chance of beating Qarabağ, because like I said, they're a good team, but we should be beating them. We should. And if I'm looking at the Champions League table for both teams, Qarabağ is in 15th. Chelsea in 13th. So Chelsea have to win this game because if we do, we could potentially finish in the top 8. You know what I mean? Because I know it depends on the Dortmund City. They play each other. Sporting, lost. So we have to win. Chelsea have to win if they want to finish in the top 8. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. But yeah, man, without further ado, let me quickly give you guys the predictor now for today's game. So in goal, I'm going to go for Robert Sanchez. And I did hear that Philip Jorgensen may get a chance, but no, not for me. Robert Sanchez, for me, I haven't got too many complaints about him. Had a fantastic performance against Spurs, especially all of the claims that he did. So for me, I need to see Robert Sanchez starting. I need to. If I see Philip Jorgensen, then then I don't know. It's either we're gonna, be like Wolves or just not win this game at all. So I need to see Philip Jorgensen starting. In terms of left back, I'm gonna go for João Hato. I'll basically go for the same, players that started in the game against Ajax. So yeah, João Hato's left back. I wouldn't mind if Kukuwe started this game, but he played full 90 minutes, so there we go. In terms of the left centre back, I'm gonna go for Wesley Fofana, and also Josh Achapong, rested for the game again, rested against Tottenham, so he should be starting today. In terms of right back, I'm going to go for Moise Caicedo. I know you guys are thinking, oh, but Caicedo's a midfielder. I understand. But you played him as a right back in the game against Ajax and looked good. So for me, I wouldn't mind he starting that position. So I'm going to go for the same back four in the game against Ajax. In terms of the midfield, I'm going to go for Enzo Fernandez and Lavia. Lavia was rested for the Tottenham game, so he should be starting. Enzo Fernandez I think he got full 90 minutes, so I don't think he'll be starting, but I would love him to start. I really would. If Santos starts this game, then I also wouldn't mind. Also wouldn't mind. But yeah, Enzo Fernandez for now needs to start. In terms of left wing, I'm gonna go for Jamie Gittins because obviously he came on for like 10 minutes in that game, and for me he needs to start because did well against Wolves, did well against Ajax, so for me he needs to start this game. In terms of number 10, I'm going to go for João Pedro for this one because, yes, he played the full 90 minutes, but for me, Bonanotte in the game against Wolves was shambolic, really was shambolic. And I hope that, and João Pedro did score in the game against Tottenham, but for me, he needs to start in the 10. He needs to because we have a striker now. In terms of right wing, Escobar because, didn't start in the game against Tottenham, got the rest, so he has to start in this game. And for me, in terms of up top, I'm going to go for Int'l. And I'm hoping that he doesn't get another red card like he did against Wolves. I'm hoping, because I understand he came back from injury and he wants to be like the Diego Costa, but he needs to calm down. He needs to calm down. I do not want to see another red card for Int'l, otherwise I'll be very disappointed. But for me, Int'l has to start this game since he won't, weren't available for the Spurs game. So that is it, guys. That is my prediction now for today's game against Qarabağ away from home. Now, in terms of my prediction, I'm gonna go for. I mean, it all depends on the centre backs, but I'm gonna go for. If Tosin starts this game, then we're definitely gonna concede. But if Blaise Fana and Josh Ajapong starts, and also Robert Sanchez, I think we'll keep a clean sheet. So I'm gonna go for a Chelsea. I'm gonna go for a Chelsea 3-0. That would came to my mind. I'm gonna go for Chelsea 3-0. And like I say, it all depends on the centre backs. If I see Tosin start this game, we're definitely conceding. But if I see Blaise Fana and Josh Ajapong starting, then we are going to keep a clean sheet. So there we go. So yeah, 3-0 Chelsea. I'm confident that we're going to win. It's not going to be easy, but we should respect Qarabağ, because they are a very good team. Even I respect them, but we should win. If we do, then depending on the other results, we'll finish in the top 8. So there we go. But yeah, man, like I said, people, there won't be any live watch along today because I've got some fun and busy stuff to do. But once the game is over, I should be back home and I'm going to give you guys the match reaction for that game. So make sure you guys tune in. Until then, like, share, comment, subscribe. Enjoy the game, Chelsea fans, and I'll see you guys again for the match reaction later today. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, goodbye, God bless, and I'll see you guys later on. In a bit, people. Peace.